But they kind of played more defensively, and they let the Naga have her space, and they just kind of let it drift to the late game, and then it was just too late to do anything, and the heroes just became irrelevant.
Yeah, I recall Blitz saying that the point of the Rave's draft is they wanted a good team that could 4-on-5 while Naga split push, but the Timbersaw was able to destroy the creep Rave, so they couldn't really push, and they had, I think they didn't get a mech, or it was really late from Rave's end, so just basically Zephyr, they kind of they knew what Rave was planning on doing, and they were able to deal with it quite efficiently.
They completely shut down that. Oh, they shut down the Naga pretty well in mid lane too with the Timbersaw. Just does so well against her.
I guess it was just a good hero to pick against the Naga, and even though it was really good early on, in the late game it couldn't carry the team.
No, not at all.
Not against a Morphling and Timbersaw.
Not at all.
And let's not also forget about Doom, which is very scary in the later stages once you get a lot of farm on.
When you get a lot of farm, when you get Aghanims, when you get a refresher. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty effective Doom late game.
Indeed. Well, we're moving into the draft phase of game number 2. We'll see if Rave can grab themselves a victory, or if Zephyr can go ahead and
close it out 2-0 like I predicted. Just like I predicted.
Well, I was thinking a game like the Naga would be the one where Zephyr would lose. That's what I was afraid of for them.
I mean, it was close early game, but after that it kind of just it just wasn't their game.
I'm thinking now it's probably going to end up being a 0-2 because if Zephyr were to lose, it would have been like a game 1 scenario. That's what I was thinking anyway. So
fair enough. Yeah. All right.
So I guess I'll
let you change your prediction this one time, Whiplash.
Aw, thanks, Moonblade. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on the 2-0 prediction boat with you.
Yeah, that's all right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And we got a Wraith King picked first up for Zephyr.
We'll see if that is a support Wraith King.
I'm gonna say it's a support.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that, but it could be either way. I mean, it's a great hero to pick up first because it's kind of like a little bit of a mind game. Like, are they playing it support? Are they playing a carry? We don't know until we see the rest of the draft, so they can't really, I don't know, draft to counter.
Tiny Wisp picked up by Rave.
I like this.
Very early in the draft. I'm wondering if Zephyr... it's so early in the draft that Zephyr basically has 4 heroes and bans to pick this strategy apart.
What do you think is the best way to kind of deal with the Wisp Tiny?
You just need a lot of anti-initiation heroes. Like Centaur is great, Shadow Demon is great. Any heroes that have like an AoE setup can be really nice.
Disruptor?
Oh yeah, Disruptor is actually like a hard counter to Wisp.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So yeah, if they pick up the Disruptor...
Wow, that guy's sitting funny.
It's just Chrissy. That's his off-lane sitting position.
That's his fetal position.
Well, Corey's smiling, so I think he is totally fine going up against the Wisp Tiny combination.
He's thinking, I can't believe they went that early with it, but okay.
Oh, very smart by Rave. They banned out the Shadow Demon as one of their first 2 heroes, which would have made a great support for Zephyr in dealing with the Wisp, but still the Disruptor available. I wonder if Rave will ban out that hero.
I wonder. I mean, Sand King, second pick for Zephyr. That's a great hero to have. Great anti-initiation.
And as far as other heroes that got removed from the pool, Invoker banned out once again by Zephyr. They got rid of the old Tree Man, Protector.
Look at a Puck coming in for the bans from Rave.
Yeah, that's another hero that can be quite annoying, I suppose, to deal with. And besides the Tiny, they don't have any stuns so far. Of course, still just 2 heroes into the picks, but this already shows one of their supports that won't have any real hard lockdown.
Oh, a Timbersaw.
Really good pickup considering Zephyr has 2 strength heroes already.
Yeah.
I like it. More additional burst damage as well with the Tiny Wisp combo.
Yeah, that's very true.
So honestly, I have to say that I'm a big fan of Rave's lineup so far. Zephyr still have a pretty solid lineup. They have a lot of AoE wombo combo between the Sand King as well as the Darkseer, and they have both kings on their team. I just want to throw that out there.
Yep, a lot of royalty involved in this match.
Yes, that was perfect. Yeah? That was perfect, Moonblade. Kudos to you. The Queen would be proud.
So we'll have to wait and see what the core is going to be for Zephyr. What are they going to pick up? Or are they going to use the Wraith King as the core?
I don't know if Wraith King can really...
Shadow Shaman also for Rave.
Good pickup from them. They like the hero. They've used it a lot before. Really, this is such an anti-tower composition from Rave.
Yeah, very good at pushing.
They clear up the creep waves very fast with Timber Saw.
Chikiro. Okay, so I'm thinking that is a core Wraith.
It has to be.
Yeah. Excellent. So all that's really left is the mid hero for Zephyr now. What are they going to choose middle?
Let's see what they have available. I don't know. Honestly, I have to say that I am a bigger fan of Rave's lineup so far.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far.
There's a lot of lockdown on Zephyr and a lot of AoE. So if they get into big 5-on-5 team fights,
you get like a nice vacuum, nice wall into Burrow Strike.
Macro Prior.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of damage there for team fights for sure.
I think it'll come down to the last pick for Zephyr to see really how solid the lineup ends on being.
How it's going to all come together.
Indeed. But yeah, basically they've already told Rave that, yeah, this Wraith King's position 1. And I like that Zephyr decided to ban out the Naga at the last second. I mean, looking at Rave's lineup, they would just have insane late game. But all right, they pick up the Ember Spirit as the final pick. And I have to say, Rave, late game, they look scary.
Yeah, that's an amazing late game lineup.
They have good, like they're good throughout all of the stages. They have early game with the Shadow Shaman, and even Timber Saw solid early game. Tiny as well. While he really doesn't come online if you play him in the hard carry role, he still has a lot of burst damage available.
Yeah, he's still got great stuns.
Yeah. Mid game, we'll see the Ember Spirit come online. Timber Saw will be doing really good. Shadow Shaman annoying as ever. And we'll have some relocates with the Tiny Wisp. Late game, Tiny's farmed, Ember Spirit's farmed. Timber Saw is like, you know, he's not going to die anytime soon.
Timber Saw, yeah, he's going to be doing damage no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really down to this last hero pick for Zephyr. What are you guys going to choose?
We'll have to see. The Storm Spirits banned out, so the favorite hero of Blitz not in the pool, and you can't grab the Timber Saw, the hero you picked in game number 1. Oh, they're probably thinking of a good hero to pick against Ember Spirit, and I think they need another hero that can kind of carry well. They could pick up a Viper, and that would bring them into a very, very mid-game orientated team.
Oh, Dragon Knight.
Okay,
all right.
It's Dragon Knight, so
scales well pretty much for
very
most of the
tanky.
game. Yeah.
But the Timber Saw will still be pretty good against him, so
Yeah,
that is a bit of a concern of mine.
We'll have to see how these lanes end up.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, I definitely like Rave's lineup a little bit more. If they have a good early game, I think that they just win straight up. And if Zephyr can do good in the early and mid game and really press the issue before Rave grabs too much of an advantage, then they can still grab it. But it's time to move into game number 2 here at the KDL between Zephyr and Rave. Zephyr currently up 1-0. My name is Whiplash. I'm casting with Moonglade. And if you like us, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Whiplash.
And I'm at Moonglade AU.
And with that being said, what do you think, man?
I'm thinking we might be seeing a smoke into the Radiant jungle, my friend.
Ooh, that is what it looks like.
Very much so.
I'm wondering, offensive tri-lane, maybe. We'll have to see. It's too early to tell.
It's too early. They're going to be warding the Radiant jungle. Or no, they're going to be turning around for now.
Okay, there's your smoke. They wanted everyone to join the fun.
Yeah, they wanted the party to. They wanted a party, 5-man party.
Purge will be handling the Jakiro.
But Rave playing very defensive right now, not stepping a foot into their jungle. So they're gonna let it happen. They're gonna let the wards go down, essentially.
Yeah, I like this. Rave. They're just they have no reason to really overstep their boundaries. If they have to, they can do some dewarding. And Zephyr, they just blow off some smoke.
Yeah,
quite literally.
Indeed, they blew some smoke.
There will be a Dragon Knight mid against I think this is a Tiny Wisp combo, and Timber Saw will end up in the off lane.
That's an interesting ward. But he'll definitely get a lot of vision of what's happening in the mid lane, what's coming up.
Yeah. That's just nice. They want to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely looks like an off lane Timber Saw.
Yeah.
Tri lane with or bottom lane with Ember Spirit, safe lane.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right, a tiny mid. Very interesting.
You know what I've noticed? Even though Jayo's kind of like their position 1 player, he likes to go to the mid lane a lot with certain heroes. And if they want a dual lane Tiny Wisp, I think they really focus on, they really prioritize Jayo's farm. They want to make sure that he ends up in a lane where he has the least amount of issues in.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
And well, while the Darkseer is not the biggest threat in the world,
we got a courier snipe coming on.
Oh, this is going to be a courier snipe. In comes Purge. 1 hit and another hit will do the deed. 150 gold to the entire team of Zephyr.
And that's what that ward was all about. That was great play.
And that's so annoying.
That's so frustrating.
And it will also really just make Tiny's time in the mid lane that much more annoying. So no courier for the next couple of minutes. Meanwhile, Bambo looking at him, man, he is totally okay. Smacking people in the face with that iron shell.
Doing crazy damage, 1v2.
Oh, top lane, Chrissy.
Oh, wow, very close to death.
Already forced to use the salve very early on.
Things not going Rave's way at all.
Well, they're still okay.
They're okay for now, but I mean, losing the courier like that, kind of losing the bottom and top lane. Mid lane's kind of even right now, but obviously losing that courier doesn't help Tiny one bit.
No, it doesn't. And in the top lane, one thing to note is Ice Wall or Ice Path. It can kind of stop Timbersaw in his tracks when he's timber chaining away.
Right.
So it's a great way to kind of CC against him.
Doing very well right now, Zephyr. Tiny getting some good farm though, regardless of what's been happening.
Yeah, well, Wisp is with him in the mid lane. He'll definitely do good there. The Wisp with the spirits can really zone out that DK a little bit. Ooh, wow, Timbersaw getting very aggressive. There's your Ice Path follow-up as well. Is there enough DPS to actually finish him off though? He Timber Chains away.
We got a DD Sand King coming up from behind too.
If that connects, it's curtains.
Oh, it's getting very close.
He is so close. Where is he going with the Timber Chain? There's the stun. A few more right clicks will be the death of Chrissy, but I don't see enough follow-up. And there's no mana for a second stun. Oh, wow. Aosin is diving way too far. This is very dangerous.
Pings are going off, and he's going to get away. And Sand King's going to back off, and I think that's a good choice. Tiny looks like he was going to rotate top and try and help out a little bit. You don't want to be giving Tiny first blood.
That was, I feel, a little bit iffy by Zephyr.
Yeah, I mean, it does a lot of harassment to him for the time of a Sand King, so it kind of gives top lane like free farm for a while.
Yeah, that
stops him from getting experience at all. I mean, stopping Timbersaw from getting any sort of experience or anything also probably helps a lot.
Yeah,
leading into the mid game, and
that's true. He did buy a lot of time for top lane, like you said. So that's okay. No deaths, but very annoying, I guess, for Chrissy.
Yeah, very annoying.
Meanwhile, we have the courier respawned. Notice that ward from Zephyr as well. Or, from Zephyr in the mid lane between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 towers.
Yeah, that's a beautiful ward. That pretty much set up the courier kill, for sure. And Rave King getting some great farm in too. Obviously, completely in control of that top lane.
Yeah. The same can be said for the Tiny as well as the Darkseer. Ember Spirit having a bit of a harder time, kind of more on par with the mid hero, which essentially Ember Spirit is in the position 2 role this game, and Tiny is in position 1, but Aosin picks up a haste rune. We'll see a tether to the Tiny, and Pyong on the top lane.
Has to be very careful.
Yeah, smartly.
Turns it around just in time.
Turns his tail and runs away. Purge kind of zoning out Timbersaw somewhat, but he's still really tanky.
Yeah, he's so difficult to kill. But yeah, some nice harass.
And still no deaths on the board yet, Moonblade.
Pretty passive game, I guess, so far.
But the Choreo kill early on was really nice.
Yeah, that's probably much better than a first blood.
It is, man.
Yeah.
I remember last time that happened, I thought that the first blood was more important than a Choreo kill, but then I got some math thrown at me, and I realized that was actually completely wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
It's 150 gold to every member on a team, so it really adds up.
Oh yeah,
compared
much
to
better
just like
than the 400 you get for one player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The experience is nice, but, I mean, you just get so much darn gold from the courier kill.
Yeah, and not to mention it shuts down their courier, which is going to shut down how effective mid lane is, how everyone's going to get their items. It's such a pain.
That's true.
It's definitely the one thing you really want to aim for early game.
All right, well, Bambo on the Darkseer already up to level 5 and has a lot of farm. We don't really see the Shadow Shaman zoning out the Darkseer too much. Not that he can really do
I don't think
much.
he actually can really do anything.
You
Like,
just throw
Iron
down
Shell
your Iron
goes down,
Shells.
and, like, yeah, Shadow Demon is just going to take way too much
Okay,
damage.
this is really smart by Rave. They know that there's a lot of push potential from Zephyr with this Jakiro at the top lane. So they have Jo and Wisp nearby. No relocate quite yet.
I think they might have seen him with the ward in middle, rotating up.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah, so that ward is paying off dividends.
Certainly.
Doing amazing right now. Tiny going to go back to farming middle, and things will normalize once more. But that top tower is definitely taking a lot of damage, and will go down pretty soon.
Ooh, Aosin, he's wrapping around, looking for potential kill on Chrissy, but Chrissy is in a pretty safe spot. Aosin spots him. We'll see if he can get the stun off. No. He just decides to kind of zone out.
I think that's a fair call.
Okay, there it is. He goes in for the stun, and there's the ice path as well. Aosin, he is dead. He is dead, dead, dead.
He is so dead.
Purge could be next, and in comes Timbersub, but he doesn't have Chakram yet. He's not level 6. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like Bambo and Blitz decided to double team the Ember Spirit, and they get the kill. We'll kind of work on this tier 1 tower a little bit. It really feels like they're taking a page out of MVP's strategy book this game with a lot of early tower pushing potential.
Yeah, well, with Jakiro, I mean, it's just so easy, and yeah, they're doing great. Giving up that first blood, but I mean, getting a tower up top, almost getting the tower on bottom, and taking out the Ember Spirit, yeah, they're doing just fine.
Look at those Wisp Spirits. Kind of just like moving up that little ledge.
Yeah, it looks kind of funny sometimes when things go over 3D. Yeah. Same with like arrows from Mirana, like they look hilarious.
Well, the tier 1 tower falls in the bottom lane, so Zephyr picking up 2 very early towers.
Definitely securing a gold lead early.
And with a team that's so like dependent, I feel, on the mid lane stages compared to Rave, where they really start shining in the later stages. They need every single advantage they can get earlier on.
Yeah. And they know it, and they're definitely taking the advantage. And we got a Blink Dagger already on the Wraith King.
Holy crap, that is a fast Blink Dagger. They got some insane initiation. Still, this Timbersaw will be really annoying to deal with because that Whirling Death does reduce a lot of strength stat for strength heroes.
Yeah, very true.
So good against the majority of the Zephyr lineup, considering they have 3 strength heroes.
Yeah.
But Sand King getting a good amount of farm inside his jungle. I imagine we'll have 2 Blink Daggers online pretty soon for Zephyr, and they'll start team fighting like crazy.
Yeah, definitely a lot more engagements. Yeah. We got a smoke going up for the Tiny Wisp. Maybe looking to deal with Bambo. Bambo's pushed up pretty damn far.
Yeah, this is bad. I think he may just be dead. Maybe, yeah. Tossed up.
Oh, yeah. Completely dead.
Into the grave you go, Bambo.
Pushing a little too far into the Radiant jungle, I feel, but...
Yeah, he overstepped his boundaries.
Yeah, but not too much of a loss.
Well, it is giving definitely more space to the Ember Spirit and the Tiny, as well as a little bit of extra experience and gold, so not the best situation for Zephyr. But it's still quite early in the game, just about 9 minutes. It's 2-1. Rave has a kill advantage, but Zephyr with a 2-tower advantage thanks to some early pushing and good positioning.
And a courier advantage. I mean,
yeah, the courier too.
That's quite a gold lead, I think, at this point.
Wraith King as well, definitely outdoing the last hits of Tiny.
Yeah, he's getting some great farming.
That's Corey, though. He always will get great farm.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen him time and time again.
This could be round 2, but... no, Jayo's out of mana.
Oh, Bambo being very cheeky.
Oh, man, he just wants to be annoying now.
Yeah.
Oh, and top lane, nothing will happen.
Nothing. Just a bit of exchange.
By the way, I just want to point out that last game... we saw... Okay, there's your Blink Dagger, by the way, for the Sand King. But last game we saw the Wraith King get played as a support hero by Zephyr. And this game, they played it as a carry. So it's just so cool when you have teams that are really able to be quite versatile with certain heroes. You don't know exactly where they'll play them or how they'll play them.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like one of the greatest. Like, it's great to play those kinds of heroes, like Marana and the Wraith King for sure. I mean, and other heroes. They can play multiple lanes. You can really put up like a bit of a mind game. Really make people second guess about what your actual strategy is until like you get out that third and fourth pick and see what's actually going on.
I think it's also like one of the most beautiful things about Dota. You can play a hero in completely opposite roles.
Yeah.
And they're both viable in competitive play. Meanwhile, mid lane, Pyong, he gets the shackles on the blitz, but still high on health, and I think the stun hits, but in comes Bambo, and with the Iron Shell, they finish the job, but oh man, those heroes low on health. The toss from Chrissy onto the dead Dragonite. So they get a return kill. The mid for the support definitely in Rave's favor.
That was a great initiation with the toss on the Shadow Shaman. Into Shackle, that's really cool. I love seeing stuff like that.
I'm sure Chrissy was totally okay being part of that plan.
Oh, yeah.
Into the thick of things.
Totally worth it.
Well, Shadow Blade looks to be the first main item for the Dragon Knight. We'll grab that somewhat soon. We'll be delayed thanks to the death from Rave.
We got like 3 Blink Daggers in Zephyr now.
Uh-oh, Chrissy is just trying the man mode Corey.
Yeah,
Corey, though, he has the reincarnation, and it pops. Don't underestimate the Timber Saw, and in comes the relocate toss, avalanche, and is it enough to take down Corey? We have Eosin coming in, nice job, dodges the Chakram. And Blink Dagger available from Eosin.
And they're out of here.
Yeah. Oh, close, but no cigar. Meanwhile, mid lane, Jo, he gets the stun toss, and that's a dead Dragon Knight. Well, things are starting to look pretty darn solid for Rave, and
Tiny going to work. He's doing good.
You don't want to give Tiny this kind of lead early on if he's your position 1.
Yeah, absolutely not. We've seen time and time again how crazy Tiny gets late game. If given the farm,
he's arguably one of the hardest carries in the game.
I would
support.
Definitely agree with that. Once he's got his Aghanims up, his damage and his cleave is just insane.
And then you either get the Manta or the Assault Cuirass or both if you're just
you get
falling
both.
out of control.
You get both. And yeah, it gets ridiculous. But we're going to see drums on Tiny to begin with.
Of course. Yeah. Definitely what you go for before the Aghanims. You get the phase boots, the drums, and then you move into the Aghanim Scepter, and you start to get scary.
You get huge. Tiny gets huge.
You get swole. All right, well, Rior has actually been enjoying a decent amount of farm in the bottom lane. Despite 1 death, he has gotten a kill and is up to 60 last hit, so not the worst position to be in. Uh-oh, mid lane, though, they're going on the blitz once again, but no follow-up, which means no death on the DK.
Not yet, anyway, but if he sticks around and he gets too deep again, it might be the end of him.
Yeah. Look at the warding from Rave. They pretty much know everything that's coming their way in the mid lane.
Yeah, they're really securing Tiny.
Look at this. Moonglade, we have a potential gank. Here it is. Double gank. Bambo and Eosin move in at the same time. He tries to Remnant away, but sorry, bro. There are 2 Iron Shells, some disables and stuns. Down you go, Ember Spirit. They're keeping him under control. Meanwhile, Corey, oh, he blinks away. He sees it just in time. And just like that, there will be no kill on the Wraith King. Meanwhile, relocate towards the mid. We'll see if they can get the dragon. And they get a nice stun on him. Shackle as well. Toss up into the air. Oh, but it's just not enough. And here's a big turnaround. Eosin with the stun on Pyong. Breath of Fire to finish the job. They get the Wisp as well. Now they're going in on the J-Hill. Blink forward. Trying the body block. Toss back. Where's the stun? Where's the Wraithfire? Avalanche as well. Eosin almost dead. In comes Timbersaw as well. And here comes very nice double chains from Rior. Ice Path keeping people in place for the time being. Tiny tosses Eosin up into the air. Very nice turnaround from Rave. They're looking to get Purge as well, and he will fall. 3, 4, 2. Wow.
Wow, what a counter initiation into another counter initiation.
And they get the deny on the mid tower.
Wow, that went great for Rave. What a great turnaround. It
Zephyr,
shows how versatile these teams are. I mean, to turn around a fight like that.
That was very impressive. Zephyr they overextended a little bit too far. They got a little too cocky.
They got a little too much bloodlust in their eyes for that Tiny.
They didn't have Ogre Magi to use bloodlust. That was their problem.
Yeah.
That was the problem. They didn't pick
They needed that
pure
multicast.
skill.
Yeah, they messed up. But, you know, That was great for Rave and exactly what Tiny needed.
Yeah, so Zephyr having that amazing early to mid game. They're starting to hit the mid game stages now as we approach the 15-minute mark. It hasn't been going bad for them, but it hasn't necessarily been going good. As I say that, though, they should grab a free kill on Pyong, but in comes Ember Spirit. Down go the wards as well. So there could be a return kill. In comes the recall as well. Bambo in a lot of trouble. Same with Aosin. One of them will most certainly be going down. Most likely, but look at that triple burrow strike and this toss, though. He'll get the kill there. We are stuck in his tracks, but still, it's a 2-for-1. Zephyr are just not able to get these kills. They can't get people.
Rave just keeps coming in at the right time. You know, they're sticking close enough together to like deal with these ganks and counter gank.
Relocate.
Relocate is an amazing thing.
And also another big thing, they got down the Serpent wards before the Shadow Shaman died.
Yeah, very, very true. And yeah, that was definitely not worth it for Zephyr.
No,
they're getting behind. They're getting really behind in this game. And Tiny is just getting bigger and bigger, and they haven't really found a solution for him yet. I don't think Zephyr was really expecting Rave to play Tiny.
Oh,
they just don't seem to have like an answer in store for him. This game, at least.
I like Wraith King. I don't feel like he's like the hardest carry late game. He can certainly carry, but I feel more on par with like a Mirana kind of hero.
Yeah.
He's not like a Luna or a Tiny Wisp combo. That's
ain't like a Slug.
Oh, there's another gank on the rear once again, and he's able to spirit away this time.
Yeah.
Dives right out of that sticky situation. Just there's not enough stun follow-up. They only have the Sand King stun. And despite the upfront damage that Zephyr has with the Ion Shell and the stun, they don't have a third character to really make that work, or a second follow-up stun, which is what can really work well with the Sand King. If the Kings work together, man.
If the Kings would work together, but the Wraith King's too busy last hitting. I mean, I had 102 up top. Getting some safe farming in for sure, but while this is happening, so is Tiny, and the ganks are just not going Zephyr's way at the moment.
Well, we do have a Blink Dagger as well as a mech online for the Darkseer. So he's doing fine as far as items are concerned. DK has so far just picked up the Shadow Blade. I'll probably go into a BKB or survivability item next from the look of things. And Sand King has his Blink Dagger, of course. Wisp Tiny, though. Tiny over halfway to his Agnum Scepter.
The things are going to get real scary.
Yeah, as soon as that comes online for Rave, then I will be quite concerned for Zephyr, but we haven't really seen a full-on team fight from Zephyr quite yet. We haven't gotten to see the potential of, all of the AoE that Zephyr really can provide with their team.
Absolutely. I'm gonna push on the tier 2. I don't know if they can really commit to it.
I think they can, actually.
They're kind of getting in line for it.
The smoke's revealed from both ends. Okay, there's a blink in, a nice stun, and Pyong is dead in his tracks. That completely misses, but still, they're going to try to go on to the Ember Spirit, and they're managed to get him, but look at Jo throwing around a lot of AoE. They take down the Dragon Knight. The tier 2 is down, and is it enough? The Wild providing some extra DPS. They take down Tiny. They're going to get Chrissy as well. It's a full team wipe.
Wow.
Zephyr, they lose one member. They execute the team fight perfectly, and just like that, they're back in this game, Moonglade.
Just the perfect positioning. I didn't see that Sand King get up top, but yeah, that was exactly what they needed to really initiate and just take such a perfect team fight. They really just picked them apart, and Tiny got in, and he came in just too late. It was just, you already lost like 2-3 members, and Tiny's there trying to do damage, but it just wasn't enough. And they're going to harass the tier 3, but they won't kill it. They'll harass it, they'll do damage, and secure quite a lead after that team wipe.
Yeah, that tower is down halfway. And this is kind of what I was hoping for when it comes to Zephyr. They have a very mid-game oriented team. They can bring some serious damage to the late game stages, but eventually Rave will bring out the BKBs. They'll bring out like a pipe, and that's when Zephyr will really like fall off.
Yeah.
But Rave they haven't hit that stage yet, and Zephyr totally took advantage of that. And now they're going in for the first Roshan kill of the game.
And they might just get it. Maelstrom up on the Wraith King now, too.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Gives him extra DPS, extra attack speed. Up, blink. And, oh, man, they're going straight on the Ember Spirit. Look at the wards, though. The AoE, Feather Shock, Chakram coming down as well. The toss. They get a kill on the Darkseer, and, Oh man, this is looking very bad. Now the Sand King is dead as well. Buyback from the Seer. Purge will fall next, but they do get Roshan. And still, though, the team fight does not look to be going too good. But wait a second, it's a turnaround. They get the Tiny, and they also have taken down the Shadow Shaman. Now chasing on Reor. Can they actually get him? That's the question. There's the Wraithfire stun follow-up, and he's caught in the Ice Bath. They get him. Bambos. Buyback, totally worth it, Moonglade.
Totally worth it. What a great engagement. It was looking really bad when the Jakiro and the Sand King got jumped on, and Serpent Wards were all over them, but yeah, just a great turnaround, and getting Roche at the same time.
Wraithfire on the Chrissy, and there's Vacuum back inside the Ice Path. Holy crap.
Oh wow, they're just on fire now.
Yeah.
They're on a roll now, and they're gonna get this tier 2, and I think they're gonna push into the tier 3.
Do you want to build the Snowman Moonglade? The Zephyr are snowballing out of control.
Out of control.
2 still dead on Rave. Zephyr, they're looking very healthy. Moving in onto the tier 3 tower. A bit of a stun onto Corey.
Pretty much nothing, yeah.
A Wraithfire onto the Illusion. We'll toss back and forth. Corey actually not incredibly healthy. They use the mech, and they decide, hey, we're just going to back off.
Yeah, they're happy with that, and that's fair enough.
Well, hold on a second. They're bringing it around. Aosin low on health, and he's 4 stepped away. He survives. Corey now on the front lines. They're getting got Pyong. Moving on to Jeho next. Can he survive out of this one? Well, I guess Corey. The reincarnation's popped, and he blinks away. Wow.
Wow, very nicely done. And yeah, they should probably back now.
Indeed.
2 heroes, very, very low. But they've done their damage. They've done very well. And they'll definitely be ready for another team fight after they heal up.
And Ember Spirit looking to move into a Black King bar. I honestly am not a fan of teams that like to get survivability items on him first, or even at all to a degree.
I just want to see 4 Battle Furies and maybe a Daedalus, and I'll be happy.
That's all I ever want to see on that hero.
That's all I ever want to see, man. But
I think 3 is kind of the magic number for him.
Is it? Is it 3?
It's 3.
All right.
I mean, I can't fault you if you get 4.
I mean, I'd respect it. I'd respect it, but yeah, maybe it's not practical.
But still, I mean, for Rave, I feel like maybe they're just trying to say, okay, well, there's so much magic damage on Zephyr's end. We kind of just need a BKB.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting stunned, chain stunned so badly by the Sand King, by the Wraith King, and by the Jakiro.
By the Knight.
And the Dragon. I mean, yeah, I think they do, but they probably don't want to get it this early, but obviously game hasn't gone their way.
Moonglade, you know what I just realized about Zephyr's draft? Well, hold on as I say that. They're moving in on Sexy Bambo. Toss him back. He's surging out of there. We'll see if they can actually get him, but look at that! Oh, very nice. They get the wall, and holy crap, what a turnaround! Getting 2 kills on the Wisp and the Shadow Shaman. But there's a return kill onto...
Instant death.
Yeah. Whirling death after that chain bursted down Eos, and he got a little too cheeky, but still, that was a very nice turnaround on to Rave. And blink forward. Bambo now surged him, and the Wraithfire will hit Riar. He is dead. See you later, buddy. Chrissy, you better get out of there yourself. And it looks like Zephyr, they may want to try to attack this tier 3, but they have to push that creep wave a bit farther so the backdoor protection doesn't kind of put that cog in the wrench, or wrench in the cogs.
Wrench in the cogs, yeah, exactly right. But what were you going to say about the composition of this team?
Oh, yeah. Well, their composition is full of dragons and kings. A very medieval style draft.
Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of like Game of Thrones style or something.
Yes, sir.
All right. I like the theme. I like the theme in this lineup. I wonder if they actually named their lineups. Yeah, we're going to do the Game of Thrones style this game.
But then they have the Spaceman in there, too. So that kind of throws everything off.
Yeah, no, that's true, too. What could he be?
Oh, man.
Maybe he's like something from Beyond the Wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Golden experience over 10K each in Zephyr's favor.
Yeah.
They're doing very good now.
Looking like a lot like last game, where the early game was kind of even. And when it got to the mid to late game, Zephyr started to really shine in their teamwork and in engagements. And yeah, but even though Rave has like kind of like the better late game heroes, it's about getting to that late game safely, which is the biggest question of all.
Jo has picked up the Agnum Scepter, so he'll start hitting like a truck and doing a lot of AoE damage. And if Zephyr have a bad engagement, that could be their downfall. The smoke's revealed, but look at that. Everyone on Zephyr's here. They blink forward, get the Wraith Fire Stun onto Chrissy. Down go the wards, the Ice Path, and look at that epicenter. Holy crap, the DPS is just insane from Zephyr. They're going to get Jeho. There's already a buyback on 2 members of Rave. They're getting another stun in, and a follow-up Rior.
Wow.
Down you go.
It's just too much stun, and they just can't do anything about it until they got BKBs.
The team fight is too impressive from Zephyr.
It is way too big.
The execution as well from them is spot on. It's what they need to be successful with this lineup.
This Wraith King is just doing work. Great initiation with the blink stun. And they're going to get a tier 2, and I don't know if they'll push the tier 3. They are pretty low.
Rave is, they don't have the BKBs. They don't have the pipe yet. If they don't have those items, they can't survive the onslaught from Zephyr's combos.
Yeah, they just really can't fight this team at all.
Shiva's Guard online for the Darkseer.
They're gonna hurt this tier 3, but yeah, they're gonna back off, heal up, and look for another beautiful engagement because it's been perfect so far.
So basically, Zephyr have won in a big engagement in every lane that brings them to the tier 3. But they can't actually kill off the tower.
Well, they've got rid of every tower now except for the tier 3. So what else do they have left? They're just going to have to wait for a good fight and pretty much racks after that.
That's true.
At this point, I mean, if they keep getting chain stuns on the entire team like that, yeah, it's definitely going to be a racks.
It is. Well, Moonglade, it's 14-24. Zephyr with a very large lead, 26 minutes into this match. It was looking pretty even in the earlier stages. Rave even had a bit of a kill advantage.
Yeah.
But Zephyr still managed to always kind of stay a little bit ahead in gold and experience, and they got the towers early on, and they simply just looked like they had better team fight. There were a few times where we saw some good relocate pickoffs, but beyond that, this Wisp Tiny combo is just, we haven't really seen it be utilized too much, and
not like what you're usually used to when you see Wisp Tiny. I mean, other teams have done it so well in the past, and yeah, I mean, they just haven't found, they need the BKBs.
Oh, blink forward on the Pyong, but Corey smartly backs away. There's a nice stun. Aosin, oh my god.
Wow.
Wisp evaporated, very nice vacuum. What the hell?
This is ridiculous.
Where is everybody going on Rave? They're just disappearing.
It's just such beautiful team fight. I mean, vacuum into stun, into stun, into stun.
It's crazy. And the stun will connect. Oh, 2 people caught in the ice path. That may be enough. Young's dead. Jo will fall. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is basically good game.
That is good game. That is just beautiful play from Zephyr. I'm so glad to see them playing this well again. I mean, after their upset against Phoenix, I was a little worried, but
another vacuum.
They've been practicing hard, no doubt.
Rior, sorry, man. You are just out of the picture. The ice paths have been absolutely amazing from Perch this game. They have been so spot on.
Perfect, yeah.
I got to hand it to him, man. He's been doing very good this game on the Jakiro. So Korea really starting to take Jakiro to new heights as far as support goes. I'm loving it.
They've definitely adopted that dragon, and I respect that. It looks like they go for the mid. Mid barracks, I think they can pretty comfortably with the Tiny and the Ember Spirit down.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So, okay, they back off. They're playing it safe. They're not getting, too over their heads because, even though Rave is really far behind, it's a team where theoretically, if you get like a 5 or 6 slotted Tiny, you just,
yeah, I mean, if you throw enough, the Tiny will come back to haunt you for sure.
And Tiny is the master of throwing. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I believe it.
You can try to throw all you want against him, but we'll just be the superior thrower at the end of the day.
Looks like they're going to start pushing up mid lane, looking for it, but, getting all their items. Heart on the Wraith now, so
3K health, man, he is humongous. 8, 1, and 14 on Corey. That is absolutely insane, Moonglade. Who cares about Timbersaw? You are not killing a man that has 2 lives, that has a Mjolnir, that has a heart. It's just not happening. We're having a final engagement in the mid. It's just not going to work, though. Everybody on Rave just dying to the AoE. It's not enough. GG is called.
GG.
Well played by Zephyr.
Just beautiful team fight.
The team fights, the execution.
Oh, my goodness.
I was a little worried about their drafting, but it doesn't even matter.
It never got to the stage where it was dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
They shut it down the mid game where they had to. Before BKBs came online especially.
That's true. So Zephyr, They get themselves a win, and with that, Rave have, unfortunately for them, lost to every single team in Tier 1.
Yeah, they're not looking good, but you know, to be fair, they haven't been playing terribly or anything. I mean, they're actually been playing, they've had great games. They're a very strong team. But yeah, they got to do some work. They got to go back to the drawing board and really start practicing hard and really rethink their lineups and what's weak and what's not.
Yeah, you could just totally see Zephyr synergy in that game. It was insane, but
absolutely.
we're going to hop off the mic for a second here, guys. We'll be back in a few.
네, 오늘은 제퍼의 블리츠 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 블리츠 선수, 축하드립니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
오랜만에 승리예요. 저번에 지고 나서 어떠셨어요? 기분이 어떠세요?
기분이 되게 좋아요. 오늘 경기 많이 연습하니까 이길 것 같은데 이겨서 좀 기분이 되게 좋아요.
저번에 피닉스한테 지고 나서 연습 많이 하셨나 봐요.
네.
첫 번째 세트에서는 최근에 양팀 모두 좀 이렇게 레이브도 적고 이래서 공격적인 성향보다는 굉장히 수비적인 경향이 많이 보였어요. 되게 좀 디펜시브한 경향이 많이 보였는데 어떤 마음으로 경기를 하셨나요?
우리 스타일은 그냥 좀 기다려야 돼요. 그냥 계속 밀어오는 거 아니고 그냥 파이트 잘하고 그냥 계속 기다려내는 거예요. 우리는
타이밍을.
네.
자, 이길 수 있는 타이밍을 잘 기다렸다가 이길 수 있을 때.
네.
그렇군요. 모플링, 최근에 모플링이 굉장히 승률이 좋아요. 좋은 영웅이에요. 모플링의 어떤 점을 보고 모플링을 픽하셨는지, 왜 모플링을 픽하셨는지.
우리 NSL의 첫 번째 경기 모플링 썼는데 우리 졌어요.
졌어요?
근데 이제는
네.
좀 더 센 것 같은데 그래서 우리 팀벌서하고 같이 있으면 되게 어려워요. 둘 다 죽여오고 싶으면.
모플링이 저번에 NSL에서는 썼을 때 졌는데 이번에 좀 강해져서 한번 시도를 해보셨다는 거군요. 네, 좋습니다. 두 번째 세트에서는 시즌 1에서 자주 볼 수 있었던 영웅들이 많이 나왔어요. 뭐 모래제왕, 샌드킹이라든지 뭐 어두면자, 뭐 다크시어라든지. 왜 그렇게 쓰시던 영웅들을 쓰셨는지 필승의 카드였나요?
문제가 스티븐이 다른 히어로 못 놀아서 계속 샌드킹 써야 돼요. 우리는 하고 멤버도 똑같으니까요. 다크시어만 넣을 수 있으니까 우리 팀이 좀 약해요.
약해요. 인정하시는 거예요? 네. 강하시잖아요.
아니에요.
시즌 1 우승자신데 이호신하면 샌드킹 잘하실 수 있는 걸로 경기를 잘 풀어가신 것 같습니다. 다음 KDL 상대는 포커페이스예요.
네.
저번 경기에서 포커페이스 1세트에서 조금 힘들게 내주고 2세트, 3세트에서 제퍼가 이겼잖아요. 네, 다음 포커페이스와의 경기는 어떻게 풀어가실 건가?
더 어려울 것 같아요. 포커페이스가 이제 되게 세니까. MVP 피닉스도 이겨고 레이브 노래 때도 되게 쉽게 이겼으니까 좀 어려울 것 같아요. 근데 우리 더 연습할 수 있으면 이길 것 같아요. 또.
포커페이스가 지난 시즌 1 때보다 좀 강해졌다고 느끼시는 거예요?
네.
블리츠 선수 이렇게 누가 강하다고 하는 거 저는 처음 들어요. 항상 약해요. 큐어 약해요. 막 이러셨잖아요. 네.
큐어가 친구니까 그러는 거예요.
그런 거예요? 네. 그리고 제퍼 이제 곧 TI 경기하잖아요.
네,
TI4. 네, 곧 하잖아요. TI4에 대한 각오 한마디도 안 들어볼 수 없을 것 같아요.
시간이 많이 없는데 하고 우리 스타일이 아직도 좀 약한 것 같은데 잘 보여주고 싶어요. 게임.
네, 좋은 경기 기대해 보겠습니다. 네, TI4도 많은 성원 부탁드립니다. 축하드립니다.
Thank you.
네, 이렇게 해서 오늘 경기 결과 티어 1에서는 제퍼가 그리고 티어 2에서는 MVP 핫식스가 승리를 거두게 됐습니다. 다가오는 5월 18일 수요일에는 TI 예선 방송 관계로 티어 1 그룹의 경기는 없고요. 티어 2 그룹의 3경기가 준비되어 있는데요. 자, 저는 그럼 다음 주 수요일 6시 30분에 MVP 핫식스와 노아 그리고 무한과 겟아우츠, 몽키스패너와 다곤5의 경기로 다시 찾아뵙겠습니다.
All right, ladies